so that I can't see
joined
him.
the urban planning. I did my master's in city and regional
He
planning, we
must
used
be
to
in the
call it that
workshop.
time.
Yeah,
Now they call it masters in urban planning. That I did
We'll wait,
from
right?
Guru Ramdas School of Planning, Amritsar. So a lot of students from your department.
so there were some
I think
issues with
3 or 4 of
connection
them
at their end.
were my classmates. All of them have retired as chief town planners. So, number of students from Punjab University were, at that time uh, studying at the various times in the School of Planning, Amritsar. So, after that, I joined for 1 year in UP, that's Town and Country Planning Department, UP as assistant town planner there, worked there for 1 year, got a job in Haryana, came back as assistant town planner, and here I worked for about 30 years on various posts. I mean, when you join in a department at the base level, that's the post of assistant town planner, then you keep on growing along with the time. You become district town planner, you become senior town planner, and then if you are lucky, you can become chief town planner also. So that's the trajectory one takes in the government jobs. And I'm very proud to say that, he mentioned Kamar Surjit Singh, he is also alumni of Punjab University. He was classmate of Professor Manjeet Singh. And Mrs. Surjit Singh, now I call her Mrs. Harjinder. So she is our patron now. So he is the one who established this institute. So he was also alumni of your department. So lot of alumni of your department have done town planning at various stages of their career, and then they joined the department either in Punjab, Town and Country Planning Department Punjab, Himachal, Haryana, Rajasthan, and most of them have retired at the level of either senior town planner or the chief town planner. So that's the how you get into the government job, then that's the trajectory you take. Now, coming to the question of what do we do as urban planners in our departments and what is your contribution in that? As a geographer, how do you contribute to all those things? What do? We prepare master plans, we prepare site plans. I think Professor Manjeet Singh was mentioning about the site planning. He was giving you the concept how, site planning is linked to geography. But I'm going with the basic things. What do? We prepare master plans. That's the main area of expertise of the town planners. First document comes to mind is the preparing a master plan for a urban settlement. What do? We think about its regional setting, connectivity, its physiography, physical aspects, climate, environment surrounding it, its land, its topography, all those things that's the basic area of study, we do it. Then we do demography, traffic and transportation, distribution of various facility, services, either social infrastructure or physical infrastructure, schools, hospitals, your other facilities, community centers, fire stations. So everything we study is but you as a geographer study distribution of various things. So that's what goes into preparation of master plan. Transportation, network, then climate, environment, major issue. I think a number of students were mentioning that they wanted to want to concentrate on climate change. So urban centers are having a major impact as far as climate is concerned. Everybody knows that, heat zones. So all these things as a geographer and then as a sociologist, you study people who lives in urban centers. What is an urban? It's a living entity. It's not buildings. It's just one part of it. Main idea is, then he's talked about economy. Your 65% of your GDP is generated in the urban centers, and it's hoped that in coming about 10 or 15 years, you will touch about 75% figure. And he's talked about, okay, 31%, 40 crores. And by 2050, we are going to be 80 crores. That's the UN projection for India. And those are coming, true as of now, we are following that trajectory. And by 2050, in another, say, 30 years, we will have 40 crore more people in urban centers. We talk about 8,000 towns, only 4,000 are statutory towns. Rest are census towns. Once they graduate into statutory towns, then you are required to prepare plans for them, master plans for them, because they become part of the legal framework. They are governed statutorily done. Then we are talking about regional plans. Somebody, I think, was referring to the BCC wanted to be a regional planner. I think you? Yes. What are regional plans? You study regions, you delineate regions, you delineate watersheds, you have that understanding. So, geography, I would call it, is a mother of urban planning. If I'm not, exaggerating it is a mother of urban planning. So this is a subject very central to, urban planning profession. And I would primarily say that most of the urban development which has happened in Haryana, and I think it's appreciated all over India, sometimes globally also, that Haryana has done a good job as far as urban development is concerned. And who were the planners? You were. 80% of them. So, idea is to provoke you. Yes, there are issues that at the entry level you do one master's and then you again go into another master's. That's there. That issue is there. But then it has it widens your scope, as Professor Manjeet Singh was telling you. तो डिफेंस में दो, अभी किसी ने कहा मैं डिफेंस में जाना चाहता हूँ, तो कह रहे हैं कि अर्बन प्लानर दो उसको इंक्रीमेंट अलग से मिलती है. So that's the trajectory. He's talked about the requirements abroad. Talked about Australia. I think somebody was mentioning a few days back we did a workshop on seminar on capacity building and urban planning, and the ratio of urban planners to Indian population is the lowest. We are in the bottom. So recently Niti Aayog has come up with a report that okay, we need to increase our capacities if we have to handle this 40 crore more people. We are not able to handle the existing 40 crore. So if another 40 crore are going to come in another 30 years, then definitely we need to have a system, people who are trained for that job. That's why you see in these days the number of planning schools have come up. And then the idea is now that every state should have planning school, so that it can feed its cadre for the cadre of urban planners. So it's this context, that we thought that his idea was that okay, students are not joining urban planning courses. So CEPT is a very reputed university, very reputed institute in the field of urban planning. So they have thought it, okay, we will go, we will now tell you about the career options, education system within the urban planning. So I'm sure this will benefit you when you are pursuing have the kind of options you will be contemplating after doing your master's, that where you should go. I think this is one course, one area where you can concentrate.
So But what is happening is that because of this entry level qualification, maybe because of that lot of urban geographers, people with a lot of interest are moving away, and then they're getting into, but if you, what we teach as a course and what kind of career opportunity comes in this. So the first thing, whenever what a plan or urban planner does is he or she makes plan. To make that plan, first thing they have to understand the geography of that place. Okay? It could be human geography, it could be topography. Now how it is done today. In earlier days, there are there are a lot of survey equipments, etc. One thing which is now completely revolutionized is remote sensing and GIS. And there is a national program today by Ministry of Urban Development, Ministry of Housing, called GIS based master plan. 500 towns were taken up. They are preparing GIS based master plan. So if your interest is GIS, now you start thinking that why do I apply my knowledge of GIS? Okay, where would this? And see, most of this GIS and geoinformatics, if you see that you start understanding that what is there in the ground. If you are understanding in the regional scale versus you are understanding in the urban scale, the resolution is very, very high resolution work, because you want to see where people are living, where are those infrastructure, where are those, and vis-a-vis if you apply the same thing in agriculture and other, that is a different scale altogether. So the first thing, most of today we are using either drone or remotely sensing images, which is, and then we are preparing, and there is a national urban data standard to prepare. Like I was talking to Jaswantji and ISPER team, they have been working a lot about preparation of GIS based master plan. Okay, so if you see that I am studying this, I have an interest in this, then this is what that can be one area where a lot of opportunities today, because it is not only the mapping and surveying, it is also monitoring. आप लोग जब आ रहे थे to find ISPER, if you don't know, what did you do? And Google is actually, if you go to the headquarters of Google, hiring hundreds and thousands of geographers who is actually, they're analyzing. And what are they analyzing? They're analyzing, that they don't know, not only आपको ये नहीं बताता है खाली जो ISPER इधर है, they also give you some color. Green, yellow, red, because it's an artificial intelligence analyzing how many vehicles, how many road, what would be your travel time, what would be this and that. So ये जो है, naturally as a geography student, as a geographer, we have to see that it's not only even I have an interest in agriculture, or I may have an interest in forestry, but by doing a special paper alone is not sufficient, but how do I apply my knowledge? Who is at the recipient of my knowledge? And here in this urban and regional space, we see a tremendous to understand what is there on the ground. And this is not only GIS, it is geoinformatics, it is machine learning and artificial intelligence. Because पहले मैं जब पढ़ता था तो हमको भेजा जाता था रास्ते के किनारे काउंट करने के लिए कितने ट्रैफिक गए हैं, वो आपको भी होगा उस समय में. सो एक हम लोग बुक लेके खड़े रहते थे जो यहाँ पे इस रोड पे इतने लोग इधर गए, उसके ऊपर हम ट्रैफिक प्लान करते थे. बाद में आया कि वो वीडियो काउंट करते थे. अभी कोई नहीं जाता है. अभी कैमरास आर पिकिंग अप एवरी आवर सम सिटी मैनेजर sitting in Chandigarh smart city. In fact, we are going there in the evening. This thing, they know each one of you, your car plate number, how many miles you have traveled, what speed you have traveled, and where you have violated. One person has 100,000 vehicles data. अभी तो मैं अहमदाबाद के स्मार्ट सिटी में गया था स्टूडेंट लेके, तो that smart city guy said आपका गाड़ी का नंबर बताइए, and he gave me list of pending challans that I have violated so many times in different कहाँ पे वो रेड है, कहाँ पे कहीं पे स्पीड ज़्यादा हो गया है, and all this thing. So आप ये अगर सोचेंगे that we as a geography what we can do, इट इज हर एक शहर में 3 प्रकार के उसमें इंटरवेंशन होते हैं। एक है प्लानिंग और दूसरा है अर्बन मैनेजमेंट, मैनेजिंग ट्रैफिक, मैनेजिंग सर्विसेज, मॉनिटरिंग, all of this are all today is GIS and artificial intelligence enabled. तो ये आपको सोचना है, as a have you think, I come from Gujarat, I mean I am basically from West Bengal, but I studied and lived in Gujarat. Gujarat में एक है कि they want to monetize everything. So whenever after somebody studied graduation, so they will ask what is your value addition factor. In the sense is अगर आप engineering के masters करेंगे तो आपके कितना, what is your expected salary? If you do this, if you do that, so that time planning the value addition factor was less than half. जो आप salary कोई किसी को जानकारी था नहीं. But today, if you see that, he said, if you ask yourself, as a geographic graduate masters, what is your expected salary? Who are our expected client? So if you do it, if you realize that, tomorrow you'll see there is a transformational changes. People are now understanding, trying to get, people who understand those systems, those who can apply. One of you are saying, I go to defense. If you go to defense, you will get X amount. But if you go to Google, you may be getting 3X amount. Okay, that's the Gujarati way of looking at things. But you may find it very simply, because it's not, because you are investing your time, money, resources. Your parents are, India में तो हमारे parents हमारे पैसा देते हैं. Gujarat में, I mean, some states in Gujarat, some parts of Gujarat, after the children becomes 18 years, the parents tell them, now onwards you have to pay family 10,000 rupees. It is your contribution. You pay cash, kind or services. So I was thinking, why are they saying it at 18 saal ke? They say, no, it is a way of making the person responsible, that we are not subsidizing eternally. हमारे यहाँ पे तो मास्टर्स करने के बाद भी लोग बैठे रहते हैं, सोचते हैं अभी भी पापा के कुछ ATM में आ जाएंगे पैसे. You start, that is the, I mean, I'm not just giving an example, that if I am investing, am I actually looking at studies, avenues for my career, or I am looking at, जो वो बोलते हैं phone a friend, तू क्या कर रहा है? तो हाँ मैं इधर जा रहा हूँ, तो I'll follow your track. So this is the time I think we have to start thinking about what is that we can add value in our career. And I just picked it up as GIS, but to our urban geography and city economic geography, because as I was talking about, the government has launched 2 fantastic programs. One is called Sagarmala, which is connecting all ports, because we have more than 8,000 kilometers of coastline. And very recently it has launched called Gati Shakti. And these are actually subject of regional geography. And no one understands better than if you have studied regional geography, because you are connecting the dots, settlement hierarchy. वो आप कोई इंजीनियरिंग में नहीं पढ़ाया जाता. मेरा बेसिक सिविल इंजीनियरिंग है, so इंजीनियर्स आर्किटेक्चर में नहीं पढ़ाया जाता है. जो रीजनल जियोग्राफी में वो पढ़ाया जाता है, ये ऑर्डर, फर्स्ट ऑर्डर टाउन, इसको किस तरह से कनेक्ट करेंगे. Entire planning today is basically looking at Gati Shakti, Sagarmala. There is another program coming very soon on actually creating a 25 city economic region. These are the programs where this kind of. So all I wanted to say is that just open up, because just see the world where it is going. Because why we are saying that? Because we will be soon, as he was talking about, that by soon we will be 50% urban, and by 2047, what our Prime Minister has announced is called Amrit Kal, a golden period, because what last 75 years we are only 30% urban. So next 25 years we will be double of what we have done before, and that is what the opportunity. And we are not aware, because I go and we are discussing, not only you as a student, वो अर्बन ऑफिशियल, टाउन प्लानिंग वाला वो सो रहे हैं अभी भी उनको पता नहीं है कि हमारे ऑलरेडी वी हैव ग्रोन, वी हैव नाउ ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग दिस कंट्री, दैट वी नीड प्रोफेशनल पीपल टू कम मैनेज रन दिस सिटी. And they run these cities in planning. Planning is related to land, organization of land, etc. They also need professionals to manage these services. And there is professional in many European and American countries called city managers. So they are not, even in India we are very, we are bogged with an IS officer, a civil servant, but there are professional, somebody is professionally managing transportation, somebody is professionally managing solid waste, and so on and so forth. And the last thing which is also required is the governance. Okay, some of you also studied 74th, 73rd Amendment, how it is devolution of power, decentralization, and how people can come and play your space to this. Now these contexts, that's what a kind of a career and education in urban planning becomes a kind of a good opportunity for many students. The problem here is that, in architecture and engineering, if you do a graduation, you can, straight away join and explore. And most of our SPAs we received, that's as I was saying, the trigger was we end up receiving 90-95%, and only some enlightened people from Delhi School of Economics or JNU. And this is what the effort we are making, that to reach out to colleges, universities who are potentially, can align, understand, not only study geography, but also see where do I apply my knowledge, how we can add value to this and this kind of emerging need in this country. Because that next 25 years would determine the kind of people, kind of society we are going to build in. Our economy will be determined, our jobs will be, jobs, skills, services will get determined by the kind of urban landscape we are building into. So I will show you some of the educational perspective about what are those courses, what are the kind of things, opportunities, career opportunities, what are the internship opportunities that you get. Then you probably can see, you may have to, some of you, when I was interacting with some people in Gujarat University, and they said, no, why should I invest in another 2 years in another master's? What value do I get? What value do I derive? So I was telling her that if you, instead of waiting at home and applying for some other services, if you invest in this, you see these are the kind of career opportunities and that you can build in this place. So I briefly stop here, and I would like to hear from you if there are any question, anything you want to share, any comments. You see, this is my concern, these are the bottleneck, and then I'll show you the other part of the presentation. Any thoughts till now? कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, too sleepy ऐसा? वो मुश्किल है। देखो, two eminent Punjab University geographers are here, so you have to ask something. Also from, at least I go very often to NIT Kurukshetra, so you have to also keep asking some question.
आप हिंदी में पूछ लें, जरूरी नहीं अंग्रेजी में, जो हिंदी में बोल रहे हैं। लैंग्वेज इज नॉट एन इशू। मैं जो है वो ज्योग्राफी डिपार्टमेंट में एडमिशन लेने गया, तो प्रोफेसर पुनीत सजा वाज सो ये प्रोफेसर राजन दास ने वाई हरियाणा So अंग्रेजी मुझे लिखनी आती थी, गवर्नमेंट के बाद जहाँ से गया था। So he said okay, cool down. अंग्रेजी तो यहाँ सीख जाएगा। तेरे को जो हमने पूछा वो आता है, बोर्ड पे तो आज बोर्ड के ऊपर मैंने मैप बना के दिया डाइवर्जन। So language is not a barrier. So kindly अगर अपना name जैसे पूछना वैसे ही पूछना।
So any question? Thoughts? Please feel free to share it. इसमें कोई एग्जामिनेशन तो है नहीं, कोई आपको कुछ मार्क्स तो देने वाला नहीं है, तो
कटेंगे भी नहीं।
कटेंगे भी नहीं का। हाँ बोलिए।
जैसे आपने जैसे बताया कि आपको अर्बन प्लानिंग का प्रोग्राम है उसमें 95% स्टूडेंट हैं वो आर्किटेक्चर बैकग्राउंड से या फिर साइंस के इंजीनियर्स हैं। तो वहाँ पे ऐसा अगर हम ज्योग्राफी के स्टूडेंट उसमें जाते हैं, क्या हमें वहाँ पे कुछ मतलब बैकवर्ड फील्ड हुआ या फिर ऐसे
इंफीरियरिटी बिल्कुल नहीं। एक्चुअली यू नो मैं आपको एक क्वेश्चन पहले पूछता हूँ, बाद में जवाब देता हूँ। See, water is more valuable or diamond is more valuable? But which is more pricey when you buy it? Why? Because if you पानी अगर बहुत जरूरी है तो उसके लिए तो ज़्यादा पैसा देना चाहिए। But आप डायमंड को क्यों देते हैं? It is a rare. The answer to your question is, if you are a rare commodity, you are valuable. But I tell you because you know traditionally हमारे जितने planning courses हैं, because they have originated in India from the architecture courses, जैसे School of Planning Architecture है, CEPT है, many other colleges, JNU शायद architecture से नहीं है, अलग रामदास कॉलेज ऑफ स्कूल ऑफ प्लानिंग। तो इसमें क्या है कि आर्किटेक्चर एंड इंजीनियरिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज का रोल ज़्यादा रहा है, बट उसमें जो जियोग्राफर्स हैं, जो इकोनॉमिस्ट रहे हैं, सोशियोलॉजिस्ट, तो इसमें ना प्लानिंग में बहुत सारे जो काम होते हैं कम्युनिटी ओरिएंटेड, कम्युनिटीज के साथ जाके काम करना, देयर इज अ प्रोसेस कॉल्ड पार्टिसिपेटरी मैपिंग एंड पार्टिसिपेटरी प्लानिंग, जो बाकी कोई डिसिप्लिन नहीं है जो उसको कम्युनिटी के साथ इंटरैक्ट करे। इंजीनियर्स को देखो डिजाइन करके आपको एक पाइप रोड ये सब करके दे देंगे। कोई फॉरेस्टर को ले आओ तो वो लोग कुछ वो पेड़ वेड़ लगा देंगे, बट किसी को जाके पूछना, उनकी नीड अंडरस्टैंड करना, उसकी स्किल किसी और लोगों को है। प्लानिंग आप किसके लिए बना रहे हैं, प्लान कर किसके लिए रहे हैं? तो ये जो डिस्कनेक्ट है, तो मेनी ऑफ आवर जियोग्राफर्स, मेनी ऑफ आवर सोशल साइंसेस, मेनी ऑफ आवर इकोनॉमिस्ट आल्सो गिव वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पर्सपेक्टिव। जाएगा हम लोग सोचते हैं ये बहुत अच्छा है, बट इकोनॉमिस्ट विल थिंक, इसको इवेल्युएट करते हैं कितना अच्छा है, सोसाइटी को क्या मिलेगा, उसको क्या मिलेगा। सो व्हेन अगर ये जो मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी लेंस है, सी मैंने कई जगह पे मैं इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस में कहीं ऐसे जाता हूँ, मोनो डिसिप्लिन जो होते हैं इज ए वेरी डेंजरस इन द सेंस इज नोबॉडी इज चैलेंजिंग यू, आपको कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं कर रहा है। आप इनको आपके क्लासमेट को बोलो देख ये मैंने बनाया, शी से हाँ ये बहुत अच्छा है, ये टोपोग्राफी जियोग्राफी जा रहे हैं। Then we realize that the purpose of communication. मैं अगर कोई टेक्नोलॉजी कोई क्लास में बताता हूँ तो लोग समझते हैं सर ये बहुत बड़ा बात है, इट्स फाइन। तो ये जो है इन ए क्लास मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी मीन्स somebody is questioning, asking you question. The more you are getting challenged, more you are raising your profile. You are that's how the evolution theories are. Otherwise हम लोग सब खुश हैं, and then we all get depleted in this process. I hope I answered your question. So decide whether you want to become a diamond or you want to be price very expensive commodity, because the way we pitch ourselves, that's how our disciplines are in this. Any other question?
Shashwat, can I just add in?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, welcome, Nikita. Nikita is
Hi.
my colleague, very distinguished planner. I think, Nikita, you are also from Punjab University.
Yes, I am a geographer from Punjab University.
Can you show her? She is on the online, I think. Is it possible to show? No, उसको डाउन कर देते हैं ना थोड़ी देर के लिए। एक मिनट करता हूँ। I thought she could not connect there, I think.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to you all.
निकिता एक थोड़ा बस ना इसको थोड़ा बढ़ा देते हैं साउंड। बस सकते हैं आवाज? Yeah, there she is. Yeah, go ahead. You can.
I just wanted to answer that question about जो geography के बारे में पूछा गया है कि मतलब geographers कहाँ fit होते हैं, राइट? एंड शाश्वत, आपने बहुत ही अच्छे से एनीवेज इसका जवाब दे दिया. आई एम an evidence that geographers can fit into planning very well and we can do well in planning क्योंकि we know about everything as geographers. So it's not that we only know about making a building, but जो geography का हमारा understanding है, right from the spatial mapping part of it to understanding town planning to biogeography to other things, वो काफ़ी सारा हमारे को एक होलिस्टिक अप्रोच है. ऑब्वियसली हैविंग कम फ्रॉम दैट अप्रोच, प्लानिंग काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग हो जाता है फॉर जोग्राफर्स एज सच. तो ये बिल्कुल मत सोचें कि जोग्राफर्स विल फील आउट ऑफ प्लेस. आई थिंक देयर इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेस फॉर जोग्राफर्स as a part of the whole planning fraternity.
Yeah, thank you, Nikita. Nitika, uh, I hope. I think I forgot that she is also your alumnus, and she is a
Yeah.
she is heading one of the very prominent center of our university related to Center of Geoinformatics. How you apply geoinformation in urban planning, mobility, transportation, water resources, and multiple areas. Yeah, please. Any other? I'm not hearing from Kurukshetra. कुरुक्षेत्र वाले थोड़ा आपकी आवाज सुनना चाहिए.
डॉक्टर कौशिक तो अर्बन ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाते हैं, isn't it? हाँ? उन्होंने भेजा है आपको तो
Okay, let me give you a quick overview what is urban planning education, because मैं हमारे जो सेप्ट के जो करिकुलम है ब्रॉड एंड बाय एंड लार्ज इसी तरह से सारे एसपीएस के होते हैं. थोड़ा चेंजेस वगैरह होते हैं बिकॉज सेप्ट में हम लोग कई तरह से बहुत क्लोजली रिव्यू करते रहते हैं, मॉनिटर उसको रिवाइज करते रहते हैं. एसपीए में थोड़ा लेट होता है बिकॉज उनके दे फॉलो सम नेशनल गवर्नमेंट गाइडलाइन बिकॉज they are strictly government control. We are earlier autonomous university, grantee aid, but now we are fully autonomous university. So we have slightly more flexibility to do this thing. So this is our what is called this is our program brochure. You can see some of the poster जो हमने बाहर लगाए होंगे. ये मेन हमारे जो प्लानिंग प्रोग्राम्स है, हमारे 5 डिसिप्लिन्स है: अर्बन प्लानिंग, हाउसिंग, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में एक स्पेशल सब्जेक्ट है. हरप्रीत, वेलकम. And I'll ask you to speak after we have finished the presentation. Okay. To share some of you, because I'll also I requested Jaswant ji, I'll also ask him to share his career journey from here to Ahmedabad. Okay, so this is 5 जो डिसिप्लिन है: अर्बन प्लानिंग, अर्बन हाउसिंग, अर्बन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एंड अर्बन डिजाइन. ये हमारे जो यूनिवर्सिटीज है, इट वाज सेप्ट वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन 1962 एंड प्लानिंग स्कूल ऑफ प्लानिंग वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन 72 एंड इट वाज बेसिकली लुकिंग एट द अर्बन हैबिटेट. जो अर्बन जो एलिमेंट्स हैं उसमें ये जैसे ये सब एलिमेंट्स आपके सारे शहर में वाटर है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है, वाटर फ्रंट है, बिल्डिंग्स है, ये जो अर्बन एलिमेंट्स है. नाउ ये जो क्वेश्चन आप पूछते रहते हैं जो व्हाट रोल ए प्लानर विल प्ले, वो करते क्या है रियल लाइफ में, एंड बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी डाइवर्स मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी डिसिप्लिन. तो ए प्लानर कई तरीके से सोशल, पॉलिटिकल, लीगल एस्पेक्ट में जुड़े रहते हैं. एक्सप्लेनिंग टू द कम्युनिटी, कम्युनिटी के साथ जाके बात करना, एक्सप्लेनिंग ए प्लान. देयर आर आल्सो लीगल इश्यूज जो सर जब डिपार्टमेंट में होंगे, उनकी कोई प्लान होंगे, उन पे लोग ऑब्जेक्शन देने आ जाते हैं, ये नहीं है यहाँ पे वो. सो बहुत सारे बिल्ट एनवायरनमेंट है, बिल्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, जो रोड्स हैं, बिल्डिंग्स हैं, एरियाज हैं. फिर एनवायरमेंटल, किसी ने आप लोगों ने 2-3 जगह से क्लाइमेट के शब्द सुनाई दिया, एंड सारे वर्ल्ड में जो क्लाइमेट की जो अभी जो इंटरेक्शन चल रहे हैं वो ऑल अर्बन रिलेटेड. The climate change में जो GHG which is believed to be causing this change and global warming, urban areas are the biggest contributor. So urban area has this two dichotomy. ये सबसे ज्यादा GHG प्रोड्यूस भी करती है. अगर अगर कोई कैटास्ट्रॉफी होता है, सबसे ज्यादा वल्नरेबल अर्बन एरिया ही होता है. सो इट हैज डबल रोल. तो क्लाइमेट मिटिगेशन में भी रोल है, क्लाइमेट एडेप्टेशन भी. जैसे मुंबई फ्लड है, सूरत की फ्लड, श्रीनगर की फ्लड है. सो ये जो है फ्रॉम सोशल, पॉलिटिकल, लीगल, बिल्ड, एनवायरमेंट एंड इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट एक ही जो है, बिकॉज बाकी सारे मोनोडिसिप्लिन्स है. Urban planner, because you are dealing with the geography, topography, dealing with land से जो भी जुड़े हुए हैं, वो रेलवेज हो सकते हैं, फॉरेस्ट्री हो सकते हैं, रोड वाले हो सकते हैं, सबको हम लोग इंटीग्रेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. सो इन ए नटशेल, एनी सिटी एंड लाइक अभी जसवंत जी बोल रहे थे, द मदर ऑफ that. So you can actually, we look at all cross-cutting integration in this, and also we try to respond lot of these challenges, whether it is climate change, whether it is solid waste, whether it is pollution, environmental pollution or related, those kind of challenges that. So इसमें पढ़ाया क्या जाता है, क्योंकि कई सारे आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे, एक तो मैं मास्टर्स कर चुकी हूँ, अभी फिर आगे क्यों करूं. इसमें जो पहला जो प्रोग्राम है, फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर इज कॉल्ड फाउंडेशन स्टूडियो, जिसमें जो कंसर्न आपके दोस्त ने रेज किया, मैं जियोग्राफर हूं, इतने सारे अर्बन प्लानर, आर्किटेक्ट, डिजाइनर हैं. सो इट्स कॉल्ड मेल्टिंग पॉट. पहले कुछ दिन में सब लोग अपना अपना शीट्स बनाते रहते हैं. जियोग्राफर्स सोचते हैं मैं क्या करूं, सोशियोलॉजिस्ट सोचते हैं मैं क्या करूं, आर्किटेक्ट जो होते हैं ना, 2 दिन में बहुत सारे कैनवास बनाते रहते हैं. धीरे धीरे they understand, from monodiscipline to multidiscipline, and how it is a very interesting process. And end of the semester, architects talk about sociologists, sociologists talk about engineering, and engineering talk about architecture. Harpreet is laughing, and I'll ask him to share his. So this is how you start एक दूसरे को जानने लगते हैं क्या होता है इसमें. Now उसके बाद then we enter into the specialization studio. स्पेशलाइजेशन स्टूडियो में एक हमारे जो सारे प्रोग्राम हैं, उसमें एक मेजर प्रोग्राम दिन में 3 घंटे का रहता है, जिसको हम स्टूडियो बोलते हैं, जो आपको एक्चुअली फील्ड में जाके करना पड़ता है. इट इज ए प्रैक्टिकल. आपको एक शहर को, एक छोटे से नेबरहुड को, एक विलेज को, जहां पे आपको जाके करना पड़ेगा. Planning education right from the beginning, one good part is it is a very applied education. It's like a medical college. मेडिकल कॉलेज में अगर आप जब मेडिकल पढ़ते हैं, आप सुबह पढ़ते हैं, दोपहर को आपको जाके काटना पड़ता है पेशेंट को. ऐसा नहीं हमने अर्बन जियोग्राफी पढ़ लिया, 2-4 बुक पढ़ लिया, फिर घर जाके वो नहीं, आपको अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. सो दिस इज वेरी सिमिलर, दैट यू स्टडी एंड देन गो. सो दिस इज द स्टूडियो, and studio is supported by a lot of courses. So first studio we take up foundation में एक छोटा सा area in a city. Second studio you take a whole city. Like इस बार हमारे कुछ स्टूडियो में जैसे उज्जैन है, कोई और सूरत है, इस तरह से शहर को स्टडी किया जाता है. तीसरे में स्पेशलाइज्ड हो जाते हैं. पहले में एक छोटा सा एरिया, फिर एक बड़ा सा एरिया, थर्ड में कोई थीमेटिक एरिया, लाइक somebody wants to know क्लाइमेट रेजिलियंस प्लान क्या होता है, और सम ग्रीन प्लान क्या हो सकता है, क्या मोबिलिटी हो सकता है. और लास्ट सेमेस्टर इज बेसिकली ए डायरेक्टेड रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट. इट्स लाइक ए थीसिस. आपके जो मास्टर्स में थीसिस होते हैं, वो है, उसको हम लोग डायरेक्टेड रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट बोलते हैं. एंड इन बिटवीन यू हैव लॉट ऑफ समर स्कूल, विंटर स्कूल. हमने छोटे मॉड्यूल्स होता है जिसमें आपके इंटरेस्ट के हिसाब से आप स्टूडियो कर सकते हैं. आइडिया इज, अब जितना लोगों के साथ जितना फील्ड में जाएंगे, उतना यू विल गेट पॉलिश्ड. सो लोग दो हफ्ते जीआईएस के स्टूडियो करने चले जाते हैं. 2 हफ्ते जाते हैं, वो कहीं माउंटेन में जाके आए हैं जो बायोडाइवर्सिटी देखने के लिए. कोई चले गए थे वो अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड, उनकी प्लानिंग करने के लिए. कुछ बच्चे, आई थिंक नीतिका, पूरे लोग, उनको 70 बच्चे गए मलेशिया वो देखने के लिए. सो ऐसे पूरे ये इट इज स्ट्रक्चर्ड इज कॉल्ड समर एंड विंटर स्कूल, बिकॉज जो आपके जो हमारी जो किताबी दुनिया है वहां से हम बाहर जाके किस तरह से, और दूसरा एक यूनिक अपॉर्चुनिटी है जो इंटर्नशिप के लोग, कोई कोई दुनिया के इंडिया के सारे ऑफिसेस में जाके काम करते हैं, कोई सीईओ के साथ, कोई आईएएस ऑफिसर के साथ, कई एनजीओ के साथ, कोई कम्युनिटी बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ। पहले एक हमारा एक और मॉड्यूल था, अभी वो नहीं है, शायद आपके जमाने में हुआ करता था, रूरल मॉड्यूल। तो रूरल मॉड्यूल में हम लोग गांव भेज देते थे, स्टूडेंट जाके गांव में रहते थे, तो नो टॉयलेट, नो होटल, नथिंग, यू आर पैक्ड इन ए बस, गो फेच योरसेल्फ ऑल द सर्विसेज। पहले रहा वो, दैट हाउ कम्युनिटीज आर लिविंग, बिकॉज हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इंटरनेट में दुनिया को देखते रहते हैं, महसूस नहीं करते हैं लोग कैसे क्या क्या होता है ऐसा। तो ये ऐसा प्रोग्राम प्लानिंग में ये होता है, एंड इनकी जो क्राइटेरिया ऐसा होता है कि दैट you have all this, you need to have basic 55% and only certain category your basic minimum, because there need to be a minimum standard of education there. Architecture, civil engineering, environment, construction, and these are bachelors, because this is ये actually professional courses तरीके से जाना जाता है। सो AICT इनको मैंडेट जो देती है, इसमें जो आर्किटेक्ट जो बैचलर्स एंड मास्टर्स जो लैंडस्केप, जियोमेट्रिक, जियो इंफॉर्मेटिक, जियोग्राफी, इकोनॉमिक्स, सोशियोलॉजी, सोशल वर्क, एनवायरमेंट साइंस। एंड हम लोग और कोशिश कर रहे हैं जितने मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड अदर जिसमें आ सके उसके इसमें प्रोसेसेस में। ये हमारे इस बार की जो जनरल एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस क्या होता है कि एक एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म, देन देयर विल बी एन एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट एंड पर्सनल इंटरव्यू, उसमें मेरिट लिस्ट होता है, एंड मेरिट लिस्ट के बाद यू विल बी इंडक्टेड इनटू फाउंडेशन सेमेस्टर, एंड फाउंडेशन सेमेस्टर 3 महीने आप काम करने के बाद देन यू वुड बी एबल टू सिलेक्ट ए स्पेशलाइजेशन, सो दैट आप पहले जानेंगे जो हम अर्बन लेना चाहेंगे कि ट्रांसपोर्टेशन लेना चाहेंगे कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लेना चाहे। पहले हम लोग स्पेशलाइजेशन से ही लेते थे, देन बाद में वी रियलाइज दैट नहीं, हमको पहले लोगों को समझना चाहिए क्या कौन से एरिया में क्या इसमें इसकी क्या कर सकते हैं उसके बेसिस पे। और ये प्रोसेस में मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा ये लोग करते क्या है इसमें। So closely we every year, this is an image by our library, it has just got an award, international award, one of the very well thermal comfort design library, because जैसे हम लोग यहाँ पे देखिए इसको कूल रखने के लिए हमको एसी लगाना पड़ता है, but this design also created a scheme, depending on the sun path you can actually take the cool air inside into this is that scheme area into this. So this is the broad program structure, आपको शायद दिखाई नहीं देगा, बट हर एक में 6 क्रेडिट की कोर्स होती है, मतलब 3 सब्जेक्ट एंड 12 क्रेडिट की स्टूडियो हर सेमेस्टर, एंड देन इट गो ऑन बिल्डिंग दिस। एंड खाली अर्बन डिजाइन की जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो थोड़ा अलग है, बाकी ये हर एक सेमेस्टर में इस तरह से क्रेडिट, एंड देन फाइनली यू गेट सम thesis credit, and that's how you complete into this. Most importantly, the first semester में जैसे आप जाते हैं, ये इस तरह से शहर को हर एक स्टूडेंट को एक एक स्क्वायर किलोमीटर दिया जाता है, एक एक ग्रिड। सो आप जियोग्राफी हैं, आप सोशियोलॉजी हैं, आप एक एक ग्रिड को समझने की कोशिश कीजिए, जाइए आपके स्किल देख के आप स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग। सो द फर्स्ट स्टूडियो हम लोग इसको कहते हैं अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सिटी। शहर को जानना जरूरी है, कौन रहते हैं यहाँ पे, क्योंकि कुछ लोग होते हैं खाली बिल्डिंग के फोटो लेके आ जाते हैं, कुछ लोग हैं कुछ लोगों का रास्ते का, कुछ लोगों को डॉग्स बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, बट हमारे शहर में सब कुछ मिले होते हैं ना, बिकॉज इसमें लाइक आप यूरोप में जाएंगे, वो लोग पानी में बोटिंग करते हैं, पानी में बहुत कुछ करते हैं, बट पानी को यूज नहीं करते हैं। इंडिया में कहीं पे भी जाइए, नदी का किनारा हो, वहां पे जाके लोग से इधर पानी में डुबकी लगा रहे हैं, पानी को पूजा कर रहे हैं। सो हर एक हमारे थोड़ा कल्चर जो है हर एक जगह का अलग होती है, तो आप समझने की कोशिश करें कैसे कौन लोग ऐसे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं इसमें से। दूसरी जैसे इसकी जो ये स्पेशलाइज स्टूडियो है, जो एक सेमिस्टर पढ़ने के बाद शायद आपने चुना, मैं हाउसिंग में जब एक्सप्लेन करना चाहता हूँ। पूरे इंडिया में अभी आपको जान, अब जैसे जीआईएस बेस्ड मास्टर प्लान है, ऐसा एक बहुत बड़ा बड़ा प्रोग्राम चल रहा है, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना। शायद आपने सुना होगा, जो हमारी टारगेट है, जो भारत की जो इतनी जो बैकलॉग है हाउसिंग के, अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग और हाउसिंग फॉर अर्बन पुअर, तो ये लोग ये करते हैं पूरे शहर में किस तरह से हम ऐसे स्ट्रेटेजी बनाएं कि हर एक इकोनॉमिक वर्ग के लोगों को एक्सेस मिले हाउसिंग के। बिकॉज आप जब से आप ग्रेजुएट होंगे, आप दिल्ली जाएंगे कि बॉम्बे जाएंगे, 50% ऑफ योर इनकम विल गो बिहाइंड हाउसिंग। अगर बैंगलोर जाएंगे तो 75%, बिकॉज उसमें डिपॉजिट देना पड़ेगा, उसमें वो देना पड़ेगा। सो हाउसिंग एंड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन आर टू वेरी मेजर कंपोनेंट इनटू दिस। सो हमारे ये लोग अभी स्टडी करते हैं किस तरह से हमारे शहर को अफोर्डेबल बनाया जाए, किस तरह से, जैसे एक एसडीजी का एक गोल है, इंक्लूसिव, लिविंग नो वन बिहाइंड। ऐसा नहीं, अगर आप ये नहीं करेंगे तो लोग वहां पे एनक्रोच करेंगे, लोग स्लम में रहने लगेंगे, आपके शहर बदसूरत बनते जाएगा। और एनवायरमेंटल चैलेंजेस, ये एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का स्टूडियो है, जो हमारे यहाँ पे पानी है, तालाब है, वाटर सेंसिटिव है, वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट है, ये जो सब्जेक्ट है वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के स्टूडियो में किया जाता है। ये थर्ड स्टूडियो है जो अर्बन प्लानिंग, जो लैंड यूज प्लानिंग से सब जो कह रहे थे मंजीत जी और जसवंत जी अबाउट लैंड यूज प्लानिंग, इसमें जुड़ा हुआ है जो कैसे शहर का मास्टर प्लान, डेवलपमेंट प्लान, लोकल एरिया प्लान, उस तरह से प्लान किस तरह से बनाया जाए। और देन ये है जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन प्लान, खाली जैसे आपको हाउसिंग है, बट यू आल्सो हैव टू कनेक्ट पीपल फ्रॉम होम टू देयर डेस्टिनेशन वर्क प्लेसेस। तो दिस तरह से ये ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एंड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन रिलेटेड स्पेशलाइजेशन। आप अगर देखेंगे एट दिस मोमेंट भारत सरकार की सिंस 2014 जितने नेशनल मिशन है, दे आर ऑल लिंक्ड टू वन ऑफ देम। नेशनल मोबिलिटी, नेशनल प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना, जेएस बेस्ड मास्टर प्लान, आपने सुना होगा अमृत योजना के बारे में, जो पूरे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड वाटर बॉडीज से जुड़े हुए हैं। ऐसे स्मार्ट सिटीज के बारे में आपने सुना होगा, जो अर्बन डिजाइन एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। ये जो हमारे जो और स्पेशलाइजेशन है, जो बहुत ही नेबरहुड लेवल पे, स्ट्रीट डिजाइन, फर्नीचर डिजाइन, उस लेवल पे ये देखते हैं। तो ये जनरली कोर्स लेआउट पूरे स्कूल्स ऑफ प्लानिंग के होते हैं, जिसमें जीआईएस, ऑटोकैड, रिमोट सेंसिंग and also other environmental tools are applied in this process. This is the career opportunity that I was trying to impress upon. My main purpose here to come here to explain you this is basically to tell you, take a more take a look at this profession which is not being looked at by some of the geography students, that this is, if you see the kind of organization that our jobs are, our students are getting in now, they are the one of the top employers in the market. An average salary level is some of the peak salary levels which you never thought. Today the highest, last batch, the highest salary level goes to 15 lakhs a year. An average salary level goes to 7 and 8 lakhs a year. So you take a call. I mean, that's how because I'm harping this, because at some point of time you'll see that, is it this the career that I'm making, or is it that career choice I'm making? And as I was giving example of Gujarat, because it is often monetized, okay, and but not only that, but you will be also able to contribute to the nation building. As our prime minister was saying, keeps saying that this is where you have to keep investing. You need good people, professional people coming and working, engaging in this work. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share. This is we are celebrating this year 50th year of School of Planning, and that gives a lot of alumni and across the globe. And these are when one is sitting there, I'll ask him to say something. Who's gossiping behind while I'm making presentation. He has a habit. When I was used to teach in the class, लोग पीछे बैठ के गप्पे मारते रहते थे. So अभी भी चालू है. Just joking, ऐसा. So this is what our alumnus are, and they are doing quite okay. And we keep meeting them. We are a very small family, very small group of few thousand people. So wherever we go, we
keep connecting them. Like yesterday when I was telling Jaswantji, he said, keep evening free and we'll go out for dinner. I said, sir, sorry, already our alumni will be waiting, because as soon as we finish, we have to rush back to the city because we'll be meeting some of them. But this is how the planning has been evolving. We are at the early stage of urbanization. We have struggled, we have learned, and that's the time that we have to really get into some of this profession which is emerging in nature. I would like to show a quick video. Then I'll take some questions around that. This is our campus. This is very attractive campus, almost 24 hours. Ahmedabad is very safe city for girls. So only thing is that two conditions will apply that Harpreet will tell you. What are they? There's a fair amount of foreign student also come. There's an exchange. Some of you can also go one semester abroad, and some student come from there. And this is a regular. Only during COVID we had some problem. These are our faculty members. Ahmedabad is very famous for Navratri Garba. Some of you know our Dandiyas and other. Our campus is one of the very famous venue for this thing. This is the Garba shot in a drone, this thing. So this is broadly what we do, and that's what I hope you got some idea about what planning is, what the career opportunities are, etc., etc. And I'll be very happy to welcome some of you to Ahmedabad, whether as a student or you are visiting. Please do visit our campus, because it's a very open door campus and you'll like it in this. So before I open it up, I have an alumni, very colored alumni with a colored turban. So I would ask him to share his views, because he also came from a village from this backwater of Punjab to we traveled to Ahmedabad. So Harpreet, if you can just share your thought. Come here, you can come here. Yeah.
I am the presentation. I don't have a presentation. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'll speak both in Hindi. This is what the advice is. क्योंकि मेरे लिए इसलिए डिफिकल्ट है क्योंकि मैंने जहाँ से ग्रेजुएशन की और जिनसे ग्रेजुएशन की जिससे सीखा कि प्लानिंग क्या होता है वो भी डायस पे हैं प्रोफेसर मंजीत एंड प्रोफेसर जसवंत और जिनसे बाद में आगे देखा प्लानिंग के आगे क्या कर सकते हैं वो भी यहाँ पे हैं तो आई थिंक माय एडवाइस इज दैट सो आई फिनिश्ड हाउसिंग प्लानिंग मैंने हाउसिंग प्लानिंग किया ग्रेजुएशन मेरा प्लानिंग में था एंड मेरे को इन्होंने यही सवाल पूछा था वाज ट्रांसपोर्टेड अबाउट 20 इयर्स बैक व्हेन आई वेंट थ्रू माय इंडक्शन कि तुम अपने स्कूल से जाके क्यों नहीं प्लानिंग कर लेते मास्टर्स की बट व्हेन आई सॉ द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ व्हाट यू वुड बी एक्सपोज्ड टू द वर्ड हियर इज डाइवर्सिटी you would have diversity of culture you would have diversity of students coming from different part of country you would have diversity of ideas which lead you on your own thinking which I think is a very very fertile place that the faculty provides कि आप जैसा सोचते हो आप ऐसा कर सकते हो there is no resistance आई थिंक ओवर द टाइम मेरी जर्नी ऐसी रही कि मैंने तो शुरुआत में मैंने शायद अभी तक प्लानिंग प्रैक्टिस नहीं की है और शायद सर आल्सो नोस इट मैं आई वर्क लार्जली ऑन रियल एस्टेट वैल्यूएशन ट्रांजैक्शन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इकोनॉमिक्स and I worked with the British Embassy for half a decade, largely on developing policy framework. How decision making is done, how our urban planners make policy. I think आपका जो the value that a geographer can add, the value a student who studied economics can add, the value that a student from humanities, social background can add, is unmatchable when you compare yourselves when you sit with architects and others. So please think that you are all at the same place. Because when the development decisions are taken in today's term, they are not taken by a planner or by an architect. They are taken by people who understand human, who understand how development will take place in a city, what kind of land uses that you would want to take up to it. And I'm actually very happy because I've got my colleagues here as well. Anu, she is one of the best representation of how using diversity and still being able to use technology in developing what you would call as inclusive cities. एक शहर चंडीगढ़ में आओ तो लगता है भी हाँ सब कुछ है यहाँ पे यही अगर आप चंडीगढ़ से 20-25-30 किलोमीटर दूर किसी और शहर में ले जाओ तो आपको वो क्यों नहीं अच्छा लगता So to answer that question, आप उसमें और क्या कर सकते हैं? How do you design your public realm? That's an answer that I think planner will do with a lot of other places. I don't think yet there should be any hesitation for you to at least visit the campus. आप देख के आइए. Obviously, the campus facilitates more than just education. It helps you to build your ability as a public speaker. It helps your ability to also be able to do leadership positions. Many of my colleagues and sir would also know, many of my seniors are now at leadership positions which are taking decisions. And I can only say that thank you. That's all I can have. I'm just filled with so much of gratitude. But please, if you have any question, अगर आपको कोई सवाल हो, I'm very happy to answer about my career journey. But it's a spectacular place if you are looking for learning how you can diversify what you have already learned. And please don't worry about looking at the sheets and map because some of these are made over 6 hours and some of these are actually implemented in 6 years. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Harpreet. So, most of them are like what you call red eyes drawings, whole night jag के लोग बनाते हैं, फिर morning को presentation होता है. But that's what this profession is all about.
Yeah, that's the best part of this profession is that you work all night. Tomorrow you have a presentation, so no sleeping. And with groggy eyes in the morning, you give your presentation, and then you go out to the city, relax yourself, enjoy yourself. That's the life. So as a planner, you start, that's how we used to do it, but I don't know.
No, I think the same thing.
Same thing everywhere.
But problem is, the good part is जब आप presentation बनाते हैं, पहले हम लोग जब student थे, तो हमारे presentation सुनने के लिए जो वहाँ के जो municipal commissioner वो आए थे, तो हम लोग बहुत एकदम बहुत nervous हो गए, because हम तो पहले faculty में करते थे, फिर वो municipal commissioner आए तो हमने बहुत presentation किया, उनको अच्छा लगा, वो कहीं और धीरे धीरे वो स्केल चेंज होता गया। पहले हम लोग को उनको करते थे, फिर कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर, फिर कोई मिनिस्टर आए, फिर कोई चीफ मिनिस्टर को प्रेजेंट किया, एंड ऐसे बढ़ते बढ़ते कहीं पे हम लोग प्राइम मिनिस्टर तक भी पहुंच गए। तो ये है ना, प्लानिंग का जो स्केल है वो इतना बड़ा है, आपको तैयार रहना पड़ेगा। ऐसे जो स्केल है, जो आप जो कर रहे हैं, जिसकी इंपॉर्टेंस इतना ज्यादा है, कहीं दफे आपको आपके स्टेट के चीफ मिनिस्टर्स को जाके प्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा, आपका ये आइडिया है, अब तब आपको लगेगा कि भाई अब मैं सही प्रोफेशन में हूँ। तो ये होल वर्ल्ड ऑफ अर्बन प्लानिंग, रीजनल प्लानिंग, आई होप I've been able to convince some of you to take up a career in this, but will be open to any question, any clarification, अगर आपको कोई सुझाव। Also I have some small brochures, I have only few, but since you are from few universities, you can take it back.
Give it in your library.
Yeah, give it to your library. This side from Punjab and this side for other universities. Just share it to your colleagues there. So this is okay. Are there any question, queries, clarification, or it is you are too tired already?
You want to ask something?
Yeah, please go ahead.
We have to apply for Vijayawada separately, or we have to apply only?
नहीं, हर एक का अलग अलग है, बिकॉज ये जो है आपको आप देखेंगे न्यूज़पेपर में आते हैं, एसपीए विजयवाड़ा, दिल्ली, सबके अलग अलग होता है। सेप का भी अलग होता है। सेप का हम लोग एडवर्टाइज नहीं करते हैं, हमारे वेबसाइट में जाके आपको देना पड़ेगा। वो जो बाहर के जो पोस्टर है उसमें आपको वेबसाइट का लिंक दिया होगा, एंड देन उसकी एडमिशन प्रोसेस अभी यूनिफाइड नहीं है, अभी सारे स्कूल्स का अलग होता है, बट दिस इज द एडमिशन सीजन फ्रॉम दिस टू दिस, दैट ग्रेजुएट टू दिस। एनी अदर?
So what is the strength of the university in terms of student size?
CEPT.
Yeah.
CEPT we are I think 2000 student, 2200 student, and
And
about
average class size?
average class size will depend on if you are an urban planning, the class size would be roughly about 40 to 45 people.
Just as much we have now.
But our other specializations are all 20. Urban planning is the largest because we had that was where the subject started. So we had about 44. Then we have some reservation. Earlier also we have some government quota that some government officers will get deputed. Recently that don't come. So around 44. If you are a housing, infrastructure, transportation, this will be a class of 20 to 24. That's the kind of thing. Altogether, all 5 or 6 specialization, we have roughly about 150.
And sir, coming from a master's background, like from arts background, if I'd say that, is there any special set of skills required for?
No.
Yes,
You will be better placed than anybody else.
See, that's,
Geographers को नक्शे बनाने आते हैं ना, बस और क्या करना है?
no, you will reorient yourself quite a bit. See, what happens is that when the class starts, architects will do their thing, geographers will do their thing, engineers will do their thing. Over a period of time, it can start getting quite. I have seen geographers who are now doing their thesis, wants to do their thesis in transportation planning. I have seen geographer who wants to do their thesis in something which is there. So a lot of things keep changing in this process.
Moreover, what happens, the exercises, when we are talking about studios and the exercises you are about to, just I think one exercise you do individually, other exercise are group exercise. So there would be a mix of students. architects will be there, geographers will be there, sociologists will be there, engineers will be there. So they'll be combined, the outcome will be combined for one product, one plan, one report. So that way, that the assimilation is there. So it's not a segregation, no.
Also, just to add,
Once you start studying there, you become part of everything.
Yeah, Nitika, go ahead.
yeah, just to add, the foundation semester is for you to learn all the skills that you require to be a planner. So a lot of learning of all that you require to be a planner is done in the first semester itself. So you will unlearn a lot of things and you will relearn a lot of things again from the planning perspective. So that is our skills studio where you will be taught everything. So by the end of the studio you will be proficient in I would say GIS, you will be proficient in Photoshop, InDesign, all the kind of design softwares and things of that sort, and you'll be quite comfortable in working with all kind of software, so don't
Cut and
worry.
paste also.
See, one module which is on GIS where you will take an advantage. One module in AutoCAD, somebody else, and things like that. That's all. But at that, this lot of learning, relearning, de-learning keeps happening in this. But it will be fun actually. Any other?
AutoCAD you can learn in 1 month. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
हाँ बोलो.
हाँ आपकी तरफ से कुरुक्षेत्र एक जना बोलो भाई बैठ के पूछ लीजिए कोई सवाल.
हाँ बोलो बोलो हिंदी में पूछ सकते हो कोई ऐसा. Go ahead, ask. फी स्ट्रक्चर हर एक यूनिवर्सिटीज के अलग होते हैं सेमेस्टर वाइज. उसके ये होता है रफली it will depend on if it is a purely SPAs. They are the government funded, the fee structures are different. Then CEPT का fee structure last year it was I think 1,80,000 or something like that. उसका वो आपको हर साल का देखना पड़ता है क्या है उसमें से. But we are not these are all the fee structures are regulated by the government. It is not like we are not like other private. We call this is a free regulatory agency. We are one of the center of excellences, but we don't receive direct government grant now. So that's SPAs are different. CEPT will be different.
Do you offer some scholarships?
Yeah, I forgot to mention. There is a merit and mean scholarship. A large funding goes to lot of fellowships. Suppose either your merit is good for then you will be eligible to receive fee waiver or fellowship. There are also mean scholarship which is given to based on your economic strata or there are certain difficulties. There are also some students are provided also research assistance. So there are a large amount of. We have not seen anyone. Anybody has like we got some people from IIT BHU with a lot of economic hardship, and particularly during COVID, because CEPT has this philanthropy people working. So it was the fee waiver was given to the student who were facing some challenges in that kind of. So that's not a fee is not a major issue for student to pursue this.
In fact, when we were studying, we used to be paid by the government to do this course.
Yeah, if you are GATE and JRA, that kind of.
Even without, at that time, GATE, GRF was not there. JRF was not there. So every student of planning used to get stipend. I mean, I got in my master's also. So MA also with that. Merit come means what he's talking about.
Yeah, merit come means is all over, all IITs, all IIMs, all colleges they have. So that if you have an economic hardship or any other form of, or if somebody is a very brilliant, very high scoring, your results are have been outstanding throughout, so they get a merit. Otherwise, means that is the mainstay into this thing. Also, you are eligible for on your degree. You can also get an education loan for because it's a professional college. So many of our students are studying as an education loan, and so that because of by the virtue of the degree is very significant, so the many banks come during your admission, they take you a loan and you have to repay back. That is purely, what is called Gujarati Atmanirbharta. Like you are not, there are many students who don't take from money from their parents. So they said, okay, I am studying it and I will repay back from my earning. And that's also a kind of an avenue which is works into this thing. Slowly, after you are aged 18, and this is a personal advice, start thinking what is my financial independence and how do I can lower the dependency on my parents as you go forward into this thing. Okay, that's the kind of thing that has to. If there are no other questions, then I would like to request sir to say thanks
Yes, sir.
to everybody. And if there are chais, then we can invite
Yes,
them
sir.
for tea. Huh? Ready?
So first of all, I would like to thank the students from Punjab University. Please convey my regards and thanks to Professor Gaurav, Dr. Gaurav. He was kind enough to, arrange this your trip at a very short notice. I think just 3 days back I talked to him. Similarly, please convey my regards and thanks to your head of the department, Dr. Kaushik, Professor Manjeet Singh. I asked him, he is a mentor to all of us, alumnus of your department, and a very respected, very senior professor who has given you the theoretical inkling, how planning works. And how it's related to you. So thank you very much, sir. Madam Harjinder, our patron, she is always with us. Anoop, Harpreet, thank. I also thank our own Harpreet. She has managed this show. She is our HRD, Amit, who managing this whole online thing. This interaction or workshop, we call it, is available on your YouTube. This will be available there. So even if you want to have a relook at it after you go to your hostel or your house, so you can have a look at this.
Or share with your
Share and thank you, Priya. This for some time. You have links with Chandigarh, so I don't know how we missed you. So next time we would hope that other than Professor Shazel and Professor Saraswat, Professor Nitika will also be joining us.
Sure, sir.
He
Thank you so
listens
much.
to us and encourages us to hold such program. Thank you, sir. And now we break and break for a cup of tea and some snacks. So please join.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
bye, Shashwat.
everyone.